The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a bunch of open time spots. This is the one that you're going to do most frequently when you're creating openings for students to sign up on. So we go to scheduling, back to our calendar view. By the way, in the calendar view, I generally look at the week opening. You can also look at the month, but the week fits on our screen, and it's a pretty good way to just get an idea of what you have coming up. So to create an open time spot, all we do is click anywhere we want on any of these boxes. It doesn't matter for open time spots. And then create an open time spot. So in this, what we're going to do is we're going to make all our openings for, let's say, the next 2 months. We always want about 2 months of openings available to students. And so what we do is, just like every other form we use, we go down in order. The first thing we got to do is we got to check this box over here. This box, check time off. The reason we check that box is, remember earlier we put in a day off? Well, if we don't check this box, it's not going to let us book because we have a day off schedule. So we got to make sure we check time off. If you're ever sitting in the screen and you click and you finish and nothing's happening, go back and check that box. So location, this is pretty standard, Del Monte Shopping Center, vehicle number 8, pickup location, and then we're going to click the days of the week that we want to schedule our openings. So I'm going to have openings on Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll take Tuesdays and Wednesdays off. We pick a start date. So in this case, I'm going to pick the 17th, and we're going to go through. Like I said, normally you're going to go out 2 months, but for this case, I am just going to go through the 25th here. Now, you can do it by date, or if you want, you can do the number of days, so it will just take the number of days going forward. I always find it better and more accurate. I usually do 1 month at a time, so I usually like to use these date options. Slot type. So this is going to be always create a single appointment, driver only. Show in student center. So we want our students to be able to see all these openings when they log into the account, so we're going to click on yes. Number of slots per day. So I'm going to start out with just 2 spots for every day. And then we have to set the times of those spots. So I don't have any templates here. I'm going to do our standard 9:30 to 11. And then my next appointment is 11 to 12:30. Good. And then I'm going to add those time spots. Okay. And then once those timings are all set, then I just create my empty time slot. Now, when I go back to my calendar, you'll see all those time spots got put in there. The only ones that didn't were the ones that we had a conflict. So if you remember, we did this test appointment, and so that didn't get filled in. And we didn't have, or we had this day off on Saturday, so nothing there got filled in. And that completes our week. Now, the other thing I like to do is, for me, I build my schedule, and so when a student signs up, they pick one of these 2 times, let's say the 9:30 or the 11, and then once those get booked, then I like to open up additional time spots, but I don't want students to see those time spots initially. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I am going to create open time spots, and we go through, make sure we check time off, select location, Del Monte Shopping Center, vehicle, pickup location, CPK, days, Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, if you remember, the schedule that I was showing the students was the 9:30 and the 11. So my next appointment would be 12:30. I'm going to use these same dates that I used before. I think I did the 17th to the 25th. And time slot. This is going to be single appointment, driver only. You're never going to create a road test. And then we go down, show in student center. So this is where I do it a little different. I click no. And I'm going to create 2 more time spots for every day and set timings. So for me, I like to do the 12:30 to 2 o'clock. And then I like to take a 30-minute break after doing 3 lessons. So then instead of starting at 2, I start at 2:30. And that takes me to 4. So I'm going to add those 2 spots for those days that we selected. And then I am going to create an empty time spot. So now you can see all those spots appeared. What's different is these afternoon spots, you can see that they have the light gray eye versus the dark eye. And what that means is if it's a black eye, then the students can see it when they log in. So if a student were to log in, they wouldn't see my confirmed appointments or my days off. The only thing a student will ever see is a yellow box with a black eye. They will never see these appointments that are grayed out. So then if these spots get a bit booked up, then all I do is I open up the next spot. The way I do it, click inside the box, and then just click on the gray eye, and click on no. And now it says show. Click save, and close. And you can see that is now visible to students. If you have a day and the 2 appointments that you have posted didn't get picked up, there's no need to go through and delete these other openings because the students will never see them. You generally, once you have an opening posted, you're never going to delete it. It's just going to sit there. If something does come up in the future and you need to make sure that a time spot doesn't get booked, you can do one of 2 things. Again, generally, I'm always just going to go ahead and click on the eye and hide that. If you want a note for yourself, if you want to use this calendar and you want to put this time as maybe you have a doctor's appointment that showed up, then you can delete that whole appointment on the 19th. And then what I would do is I would set unavailability for the 19th. And remember doing this. Well, this is a doctor's appointment on the 19th. Start time. This is just a short appointment in the afternoon from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Status, we do want to make it active. And in here, we just might want to say a doctor appointment. I'm going to save this. And now that spot gets filled with our time off.